Hello, and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Led Zeppelin's 1976 album, Presence. It's alright, but it's not that great, in my opinion. It's still good, acceptable, but it's not that great. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist. 4 out of 7, so technically 1 over half. This album is alright, but a lot of it's just guitar solos. Basically, every song is like 75 to 80% guitar solo with some lyrics around it. The songs, they all feel too long, and a lot of them aren't particularly interesting unless you're getting into the really nitty-gritty, like, instrumental stuff. And, I mean, Led Zeppelin always had some songs like that on pretty much every album, but this album doesn't have any other style, so it feels kind of boring if you don't really like that. It would work well as background music, though, since the guitar solos are pretty well done. And if you really like that, this album is probably great for you. It's 7 tracks that are all like that. But for me, it feels like all these songs don't really go anywhere musically. So this album's a little bit not great. There were no singles released before the album, but my favorite song here is probably Nobody's Fault But Mine, which is actually kind of a cover, I guess. It's based on a blues track, which may be why I like it the best out of all the tracks here. It's the song that is the closest to going somewhere, in my opinion, and that's why I like it. I think that's definitely my favorite one off of this album, though. Now, I rank this album last out of all the Led Zeppelin albums I've heard so far. It's definitely the worst. It has the least variety, and it sticks into that rambly guitar style too much. Even their first 2 albums have some variety to go along with the guitars, even though that sort of style is the main one. Presence is pretty much just all long-winded guitar solo the whole time. So it's not really as good. In some ways, this is the quintessential Led Zeppelin album because they don't do anything that's a little bit different, but that also makes it not as good as any of the other Led Zeppelin albums. So I don't know what that means. Also, this album doesn't take my top spot from 1976. That goes to Billy Joel's Turnstiles, which is much better and much more varied album in my opinion. And I definitely like it better than Presence, a lot better. Next up is The Police's 1979 album, Reggatta de Blanc. It's pretty good, so I suggest you stay tuned for that. And stay minty.